Hi, this is Jeremy Vinup with J&J Power Sports. And in this video, what we're going to talk about is how to properly change your oil. Now, if you had your scooter for any length of time, you've probably done multiple oil changes. Or if you just got your scooter, maybe you're ready to do your first oil change. Now, whether it's a person who's owned many scooters or the person that's just got their scooter for the very first time, I see all kinds of mistakes when it comes to changing the oil. Now, most people say, isn't changing the oil something really simple? Yes, it is, but there's one critical mistake I see, and it could cause catastrophic engine failure if you continue to do it this way. Now, here's what it is. Now, on each side of your scooter, there looks like a plate, or actually on one side of your scooter above your dipstick is where most people think that's where they're supposed to change their oil. So I want to point it out over here. So here we got your dipstick right here. Now if you follow this all the way down to the bottom side of the motor, okay, it looks like there's a screw, okay, that's got a cap attached to it. Now what a lot of people think, me included, when I first got into scooters, this is how I used to change my oil until somebody told me it was wrong. So anyway, there's a cap down here, what looks like it's got a screw head on it, and what a lot of people think is that's where you change your oil. You pop that off, okay? When you take that off, what happens? There's a spring in there, and there's a little filter in there. Now, that's real easy to see because that all comes pouring out the bottom when you open that up, and obviously the oil comes pouring out too. Here's what most people don't realize, and here's where people get into trouble, is up inside of your engine, okay? This all gets compressed up in there, that spring, the filter, and there's a little BB up in there, a little ball bearing, okay? Now ball bearing's very important. Okay, what that does, that helps keep the oil pressure up to where you get oil all the way to the top of the head on your motor. Now, here's what happens. People unscrew this down here, it pops off, the spring comes out, the filter comes out, the oil starts pouring out. Once they see all the oil's poured out, they put their spring, their filter, they cram it all back in there and they screw it on tight. What they fail to realize is that little ball bearing has fallen out and it's down in the oil pan and it gets thrown out. Well, they get on their scooter, they go out and ride it around. I've actually had people tell me this. You know, everything's fine with my scooter. I changed the oil in it. I rode it around. Everything was good. I get on it the next day. I got major problems. Well, what happens is this. That little ball bearing falls out. They're not getting any oil pressure up to the head on their scooter and they end up junking their engine. So, here's what I'm going to tell you. This is the easiest way and the proper way to change your oil. So let me spin this engine around here so everybody can see. Now, if you go on this side of the engine where you got your clutch and your variator and your kickstart and everything, and you go to the very back of your engine, right here, the very last bolt, okay, on the engine, it's going to be on the aluminum part down there. It's a 17 millimeter bolt. So all you need to do is have a ratchet or something like that. You put that on there, you take that bolt out. Once you take that bolt out, all of your oil will pour out. That's actually the proper drain plug on the scooter engine. So once the oil drains out, you screw that back in. You no longer have to mess with the spring, the filter. You don't have to worry about that little BB thing falling out. And that's the easiest way and the proper way to change your oil. So if you've been changing your oil the other way, I suggest you switch. Start doing it this way. Again, find the last bolt on the engine block. All right. It's usually a 17 millimeter. It's usually chrome colored. Take that out. That will drain out all your oil. Obviously put it back in, put the oil back in, and you're in good shape. So this is Jeremy Vinup with J&J Power Sports. I hope you got some value out of this video. I hope you learned something from this video. I hope this will give your engine more life. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them below. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And also if you're on our website, please don't forget to leave us some comments below. So again, this is Jeremy Vinup with J&J Power Sports. You have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.